4 rules every morning you should never skip, because these 4 rules decide how your entire day, your entire destiny will unfold. My friends, every morning is like the birth of a new life. The sun doesn't just rise in the sky, it rises inside of us too. And what you do in those first moments of your day will silently shape your focus, your mood, your actions, and eventually your future. That's why I want to share with you 4 rules that you must never ignore every morning. Simple, but if followed consistently, they will transform you. The first rule is gratitude. The moment you open your eyes, before checking your phone, before thinking of your work, just take a deep breath and say, "Thank you." Gratitude shifts your mind from scarcity to abundance. When you start your day with gratitude, even small challenges don't feel like problems. They feel like opportunities. A grateful heart cannot be broken easily. It cannot be shaken easily, because it knows how to see light even in darkness. The second rule is silence. Give yourself at least 5 to 10 minutes of stillness before you rush into the noise of the world. It could be prayer, it could be meditation, or simply sitting quietly with your thoughts. Silence is not empty, silence is full of answers. When you allow your mind to calm, you create space for clarity, for direction, and for peace. A chaotic mind cannot take wise decisions, but a calm mind can face any storm. The third rule is to feed your mind before you feed your body. Most of us rush for breakfast, but forget that our thoughts are also hungry. Read something uplifting, listen to something motivational, or reflect on a powerful idea. Because your mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you plant in it every morning will grow throughout the day. If you plant fear, stress, and worry, that is what you will harvest. But if you plant positivity, courage, and inspiration, you will reap strength and joy. And the fourth rule is movement. Move your body, even if it's just stretching, walking, or a few minutes of exercise. Your body is the temple in which your soul resides. If the temple is weak, the spirit cannot express its full potential. Movement wakes you up, increases energy, and tells your brain, "I am ready for this day." So my friends, these are the 4 rules you should never skip every morning: gratitude, silence, feeding your mind, and movement. Don't underestimate them because of their simplicity. Great change doesn't come from doing extraordinary things once in a while. It comes from doing simple things every single day with consistency. Remember, consistency is more powerful than intensity. Reading one book in a single night may not change your life. But reading a little every day consistently will. Exercising once for 3 hours won't make you fit. But moving for 20 minutes every day consistently will. These 4 rules are not about one day, they are about every day. That's how habits are formed, and habits form your destiny. So tomorrow morning, when the sun rises, rise with it. Practice these 4 rules and never skip them. Because your mornings are the foundation of your life. If the foundation is strong, the building will stand tall, no matter how strong the winds may blow. The mornings of our life are far more important than we often realize. The moment the eyes open, the moment breath fills the lungs with new freshness, the moment the heart begins to feel the weight of a brand new day, that is not an ordinary moment. It is the beginning of a completely new chapter. Every single day of our lives has the power to alter the entire story of who we become. And that story is written with the ink of our choices. The first choice is always how we begin our morning. That is why it is said, "Win the morning and you will win the day." But what does that truly mean? It means the very first thoughts, actions, and emotions that we allow into our minds and hearts when we wake up will decide how the rest of our day unfolds. That is why our mornings, if taken seriously, have the power to shape our destiny. Think about it carefully. A person who wakes up late, rushes in panic, checks the phone instantly, sees notifications, news, or problems waiting, and then jumps into the world with stress. What happens to that person? Their entire day becomes an extension of that stress. Their mind becomes restless, their decisions become reactive, and their energy is scattered. They are living the day, but not leading it. On the other hand, A person who wakes up calmly, takes time to breathe, to think, to thank, and to prepare before stepping out into the world. What happens to them? They carry calmness with them, they carry strength, and they carry clarity. Their entire day bends to their rhythm, not to the chaos around them. This is why the morning is so powerful. Imagine you are an artist, and every day is a canvas. If the first stroke of your brush is shaky and careless, the rest of the painting will be difficult to control. But if the first stroke is steady, confident, and clear, then the whole canvas takes shape beautifully. The morning is that first stroke. If you allow it to be weak and careless, your entire day struggles. But if you begin with strength, your entire day becomes a masterpiece. That is why our mornings are not just about waking up. They are about rising. There is something mystical about the morning. Look at nature. The sun rises without hurry. The birds sing their first song with joy. The flowers open their petals gently. Everything in creation honors the sacredness of the morning. But human beings, who have been given the highest intelligence, often waste these moments. We press the snooze button, we bury our face back into the pillow, we scroll through endless distractions before even stepping out of bed. Without realizing, we are programming our day with laziness, with passivity, with dependence on external things. Yet, if we could pause and respect the morning like nature does, if we could recognize that the way we rise decides whether we will stumble or stand tall, then we would never waste these golden moments. It is said that the mind is like soft clay when we wake up. Whatever impression you make on it in the morning will stay throughout the day. If you plant a seed of anger, the whole day you will find reasons to be angry. If you plant a seed of worry, the whole day will seem like a mountain of problems. But if you plant a seed of gratitude, everything feels like a gift. If you plant a seed of hope, even struggles appear like stepping stones. If you plant a seed of calmness, you will respond instead of react. This is the unseen science of mornings. They are the gardeners of our mind. And if we are careless gardeners, weeds of negativity will grow without mercy. Think of great leaders, thinkers, and spiritual masters. One thing they all valued was the power of the morning. They guarded their mornings carefully because they knew the rest of the day was only a reflection of how they began. They rose early, they prayed, they meditated, they exercised, they fed their minds with wisdom. They treated the morning like a sacred temple. Why? Because they knew that if you align your morning, you align your entire life. The morning is the steering wheel that sets the direction of your journey. If the wheel is steady, the ride is smooth. If the wheel is loose and uncontrolled, the entire journey is at risk. When you say the morning decides your destiny, it may sound exaggerated at first, but think of it in practical terms. Destiny is nothing but the sum of days lived. Days are nothing but the sum of moments experienced. And the most powerful of those moments is the morning. If you keep beginning your days in the right way, consistently, then your weeks, your months, and your years begin to take shape with strength. It is like building a house brick by brick. If every brick is placed properly, the house will stand firm. But if every brick is placed carelessly, no matter how many bricks you stack, the house will collapse. Your morning is that daily brick. If you place it with care, your life will become a fortress. Now, why do so many of us struggle with mornings? Because we underestimate their power. We think it is just another part of the day, something ordinary. But imagine this, if you had to perform on a stage in front of thousands, would you just walk in without preparation? Never. You would prepare, you would rehearse, you would gather your thoughts, you would calm your nerves. And yet, every single morning we walk into the stage of life without preparation. We rush, we stumble, and then we wonder why the performance of our day feels out of tune. If we prepared for the morning as carefully as we prepare for important events, life itself would become a masterpiece performance. There is another reason mornings are so powerful. They give you control before the world demands it from you. Once you step out, once the calls come, once the meetings begin, Once the responsibilities surround you, your time no longer belongs only to you. But in the morning, for those precious minutes, your time is yours, your thoughts are yours, your energy is yours. If you cannot claim your mornings, how will you ever claim your life? The world is always waiting to control you. But the morning gives you a chance to control yourself first. That is why those who conquer their mornings conquer their lives. Sometimes people say, "But I am not a morning person." That is only a belief, not a reality. Every person is capable of designing a morning that serves them. It doesn't mean you need to wake up at 4 a.m. or 5 am like monks or athletes. What it means is, whenever you wake up, honor that time. Make those first 30 minutes intentional. Don't let them go waste in autopilot mode. Because the quality of those 30 minutes will echo for the next 16 hours. Imagine a musician tuning his instrument. If the strings are not aligned in the beginning, the entire performance will be off. But if he tunes carefully at the start, every note flows beautifully. Your morning is the tuning of your life's instrument. The morning also gives us a chance to check our direction. Most people wake up and immediately run into tasks. But if you don't know the direction, running fast is pointless. Every morning, even a few minutes of reflection can remind you why you are doing what you are doing. It prevents you from being a slave to urgency and allows you to serve your purpose with clarity. In that silence, in that reflection, in that stillness, life whispers to you. If you don't listen in the morning, you may never hear it throughout the noise of the day. We often wait for motivation from outside, books, videos, speeches, people. But the greatest motivation comes from the way you start your day. If you wake up with gratitude, with clarity, with energy, then you don't need constant external pushes. You carry your own fire. And when you carry your own fire, life becomes less about waiting for inspiration and more about being the inspiration. So when I say mornings decide your destiny, I mean every morning is a golden key. You can choose to open the door to stress, distraction, and chaos, or you can open the door to peace, clarity, and purpose. That choice may look small, but repeated daily, it becomes the defining factor of who you are becoming. If you rise with gratitude, silence, wisdom, and movement, your life will inevitably rise with you. If you rise with laziness, distraction, and carelessness, your life will inevitably sink in the same direction. The power lies not in the day, but in the dawn of the day. So, my dear friends, remember this truth. Every morning is the foundation stone of your destiny. If you win that moment, you win everything. If you lose that moment, you struggle with everything. Do not treat your mornings as casual, treat them as sacred. Do not waste them in distractions, use them to design yourself. Because your destiny is not built in one day, it is built in every morning. The second keynote of this message is about the 4 rules you must never skip every morning. Life is a journey filled with countless choices, countless crossroads, countless opportunities to grow or to waste our potential. But amidst all of these, there are certain practices so simple, yet so powerful, that if you follow them consistently every morning, they will transform the way you experience your life. These rules are not just about having a productive day, they are about creating a meaningful life. They are about aligning your mind, your body, and your spirit with the best version of yourself before you step into the world. The first of these rules is gratitude. Gratitude is the art of seeing abundance where others see lack, seeing blessings where others see complaints. When you wake up and your eyes open, you already have been given one of the greatest gifts, a new day. Yet most people forget this miracle and start their day by worrying about what they do not have, what they have to do, or what might go wrong. Gratitude, on the other hand, shifts the entire focus of your mind. The moment you whisper, "Thank you for being alive, for the bed you slept on, for the breath in your lungs, for the people who care for you," your mind moves from scarcity to abundance. A grateful mind is not easily shaken because it always finds light even when surrounded by darkness. Gratitude is like the sun. It doesn't remove the night instantly, but it makes the night less frightening because you know the dawn has arrived. If you skip gratitude, you allow negativity to find a place in your heart. But if you start with gratitude, you carry a shield of positivity with you the entire day. The second rule is silence. Silence in the morning is not emptiness, it is fullness. It is not about doing nothing, it is about connecting with everything that truly matters. Our world today is filled with noise, messages, notifications, demands, conversations. But before we get lost in this ocean of noise, we must anchor ourselves in the stillness of silence. Spending just 10 minutes in prayer, meditation, or quiet reflection can change the quality of your entire day. Silence allows your mind to settle, and when the mind settles, clarity rises. Without silence, the mind becomes like muddy water, clouded and confused. But with silence, the water becomes clear and calm, reflecting truth with precision. Many people think silence is a waste of time, but in reality, silence is the greatest investment of time because it gives you wisdom, peace, and focus. Without this inner stillness, you will spend the day reacting to life. With it, you respond to life with grace. The third rule is to feed your mind before you feed your body. Most people wake up, rush into breakfast, and then jump into tasks. They forget that the mind, like the body, needs nourishment. If you put nothing valuable into your mind in the morning, your thoughts for the rest of the day will be weak, scattered, and vulnerable to negativity. But if you invest even a few minutes in reading something uplifting, listening to something motivational, or reflecting on a powerful truth, your mind becomes energized with positivity. Think of it like this: your mind is a fertile field. Whatever seeds you plant in the morning will grow throughout the day. If you plant fear, insecurity, or complaints, that is what will grow. But if you plant courage, wisdom, and hope, then that is what you will harvest. Feeding your mind with the right thoughts is not optional, it is essential. Because the quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts, and the quality of your thoughts depends on what you feed them every morning. The fourth rule is movement. The body is the temple in which the soul resides, and this temple must be strong, alive, and energetic. Movement in the morning is like lighting a fire in your body. It awakens every cell, increases energy, and prepares you to meet the challenges of the day. You don't need to be a professional athlete or spend hours in the gym. Even stretching, a short walk, or a few minutes of exercise can make a massive difference. Movement tells your brain and body, I am alive, I am ready, I am strong. Without movement, the body feels heavy, the mind feels dull, and energy levels remain low. But with movement, the body is light, the mind is sharp, and energy flows naturally. A moving body creates a moving spirit, and a moving spirit creates a moving life. When these four rules, gratitude, silence, feeding the mind, and movement, are practiced every morning, they become the foundation for a strong, purposeful, and joyful life. They are not complicated. They are not expensive. They do not require special tools or circumstances. What they require is commitment. What they require is consistency. And what they give in return is priceless. Consider the difference between someone who skips these rules and someone who follows them. The one who skips gratitude starts the day complaining. The one who practices gratitude starts the day celebrating. The one who skips silence enters the day restless and anxious. The one who embraces silence enters the day calm and focused. The one who neglects to feed their mind is controlled by the negativity of others. The one who nourishes their mind controls their own thoughts and actions. The one who avoids movement carries a tired body. The one who practices movement carries an energetic spirit. One choice leads to mediocrity, the other leads to mastery. The beauty of these rules is that they seem small, but their effect is monumental. Just like a small rudder can steer a giant ship, these small practices steer the direction of your life. Ignore them, and you drift wherever the winds of life take you. Honor them, and you set a clear path towards your destination. Most people underestimate the power of mornings because they underestimate the power of consistency. But these rules are like compounding interest. A little invested daily creates a fortune over time. Following these rules one morning will not change your life, but following them every morning will absolutely transform it. So never skip these 4 rules. They are not suggestions, they are non-negotiables. They are not just habits, they are lifelines. They give you strength before the world tests you. They give you clarity before the world confuses you. They give you energy before the world exhausts you. They are like the armor you wear before going to battle. Without them, you enter the day unprotected. With them, you are unstoppable. Remember, greatness is not built in big moments, it is built in small disciplines practiced daily. And the 4 rules of every morning are the disciplines that guard your greatness. Gratitude gives you perspective. Silence gives you peace. Feeding your mind gives you direction. Movement gives you energy. Together, they give you the power to design your life instead of drifting through it. Tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, remind yourself, today, I will not skip these 4 rules. And when you honor them day after day, you will see that you are no longer the same person. You will be stronger, wiser, calmer, and more alive. Because these 4 rules, practiced with devotion, are not just morning practices. They are life practices. And when you win your morning, you win your destiny. Consistency is the real power. When we look at life and the people who truly achieve something meaningful, the secret is almost never found in a single great act, but in a series of small acts done repeatedly with dedication. We often get excited with intensity, but life rewards consistency. Think about it. One workout does not make you healthy, but exercising regularly does. Reading one book overnight does not make you wise, but reading a little every day transforms your understanding. Showing kindness once does not make you compassionate, but practicing kindness consistently shapes your character. Consistency is the silent force that molds us, the invisible hand that shapes our habits, and the foundation on which destiny is built. The problem with most of us is that we overestimate the power of doing something once with intensity, but we underestimate the power of doing something every day with commitment. We want results fast, we want success instantly, but life doesn't work like that. A tree doesn't grow because you water it once with a bucket full of water. It grows because you water it a little every single day. The same is true with our minds, our bodies, our relationships, and our dreams. They thrive on consistency. Think about a drop of water falling on a rock. 1 drop does nothing, 2 drops do nothing, even 100 drops seem useless. But if the drops continue falling every single day, year after year, eventually even the hardest rock will have a hole. That is the power of consistency. It is not dramatic, it is not glamorous, it is not even noticed in the beginning, but it is unstoppable. Intensity may impress people, but consistency transforms you. When you follow the rules of your mornings, when you practice gratitude, silence, feeding your mind, and movement, the real magic is not in doing them once. The magic is in doing them again and again, day after day, until they become a part of who you are. Gratitude practiced once makes you feel good for a moment, but gratitude practiced every morning makes you a grateful person. Silence practiced once gives you peace for a few minutes, but silence practiced consistently gives you a calm mind and clarity of life. Feeding your mind once gives you an idea for the day, but feeding your mind daily makes you wise, disciplined, and strong. Movement practiced once makes you sweat, but movement practiced every day gives you energy, health, and vitality. Consistency turns actions into habits, and habits into destiny. Many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack consistency. They start something with passion, but when they don't see immediate results, they stop. They meditate for a week, then give up. They go to the gym for a month, then quit. They read for a few days, then forget. And then they wonder why life doesn't change. The truth is simple: consistency beats talent when talent is inconsistent. Consistency is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. Without that bridge, you will always stand on one side, watching your dreams from a distance, but never crossing over. Let me share something deeper. Consistency is not about motivation, it is about commitment. If you only act when you feel motivated, you will never achieve anything great because motivation comes and goes. But commitment stays. Motivation asks, do I feel like it today? Commitment says, it doesn't matter how I feel, I will still do it. Consistency is the proof of commitment. It is the discipline of showing up, even when you don't feel like it, even when you are tired, even when the results are not yet visible. And it is this discipline that eventually brings results. Look at nature again. The sun rises every single morning without fail. The tides come in and go out consistently. The seasons change without delay. The rhythm of the universe is built on consistency. Imagine if the sun decided not to rise one morning, or the tides decided to stop, or the seasons skipped a year. Life would collapse into chaos. If nature depends on consistency to maintain balance, how much more must we depend on it to build our lives? Consistency is not just discipline. It is alignment with the very rhythm of existence. Even in relationships, consistency is the foundation of trust. Saying, I love you, once does not build love. Showing care, attention, and respect every day does. A single act of kindness can touch someone's heart, but consistent kindness builds lifelong bonds. In work, consistency is the difference between being average and being excellent. Anyone can perform well once, but consistent performance creates mastery, reputation, and trust. But here is the challenge: consistency is not easy. It is boring, it is repetitive, it requires patience. That is why so few people master it. We live in a world of quick results, instant gratification, and fast rewards. But the truth is, anything of true value takes time. Consistency is the price you pay for excellence. It is the test that separates the serious from the casual, the committed from the distracted, the strong from the weak. Those who stay consistent rise, those who give up remain where they are. Consistency is also about identity. Every time you repeat an action, you cast a vote for the kind of person you want to become. When you consistently practice gratitude, you cast votes for being a grateful person. When you consistently feel